Welcome to Toffee TV. It is my three talking points. Everton won, West Ham United won at Goodison. A disappointing afternoon, really. The three draws we'd had before today felt like this was a great opportunity to get back to winning ways against the team who was level with us on points, and we haven't been able to do it. Not saying we deserved to win, but beforehand it was an opportunity, and Everton didn't really take it today. I think we were off it. We never got going. I don't think West Ham were great either. A draw was the right result. Two teams who looked like the flip-flops were out, and they couldn't wait for the summer to arrive, really, and that's kind of what we got. For Everton perspective, 17 points clear of relegation. It's all over. That's done and dusted. And we look forward to next season. I don't think that can come quick enough, really, for the rebuild. For David Moyes to get players in and freshen this up and put a bit of quality into it. I think the players have done great. They've stuck to it. They've worked hard. We just, dare I say it, since the break, since going away, the two games they've had since they come back haven't been good performances. They've looked way off it. Whereas before the break, when they went off to the UAE, they looked like they were on it, albeit they looked knackered. It's nothing to do with that. It's just the break of just not playing. Maybe has knocked a bit of the rhythm out of them. Maybe, I don't know. But Wolves and today just knocked two poor performances, but we haven't lost in either game, and that's a big bonus. 9 games without a defeat is a excellent run, considering where we were. David Moyes has got 17 points, which is what Sean Dyche got in the first half of the season. It took Moyes 10 games, is it, to get the 17 points. So he's done brilliantly. Now, how many more can we get? 9 to go. Can we get 3 or 4 victories in that 9? Or certainly at least 3. We'll see. And that's it. That's got to be the target. First thing I'm going to speak about is having Broja and Chermiti back available today. I thought it's a big thing. It's a huge bonus to have them there. It's a huge boost to have 2 forward players. Obviously, Youssef Chermiti's a young striker who's been... Last season was very much about development, and he didn't really have the right manager who was going to play him a lot. And I'm not saying he should have done, but he didn't play much. He only really started the game against Brentford when he had to, because Don was out and Beto was concussed, so the manager had no choice really but to play him. So therefore, he needs to develop. And this season was going to be a big season for him, I think. And obviously he got an injury after the Salford game, and that was it. He's out, and he's been on the pitch today for the first time this season. And I thought he did well when he come on. I thought he looked really bright and sharp. He's a good size. I think he's got good feet, good awareness, nice link play. So I thought he did really well. And Armando Broja, who obviously came to us injured, got himself fit, looked like he made a positive contribution most of the times he come on the pitch, and then got injured again. And this is the first time David Moyes has had him at his disposal. And he come on, and you know what? He looked nice and bright, good touch, strong. And when them two came on in the game, it swung the game back in Everton's favour. And the more David Moyes has those options off the bench, the easier his job will be. And the more likely Everton are to get goals between now and the end of the season. It's a big 9 games for Broja and Chermiti. What do we do with Broja? We ain't signing him at 30 million quid. There's no chance. 0 chance. Do we ask Chelsea for another loan? Another year? Because he's basically hardly been fit. I don't know. Do we say to Chelsea, we'll give you 15 million for him? There's no chance for 30. I don't know. I don't know whether even people would want to spend that money. But he's the type of forward Everton need. He's an all-round striker. He's got so much more to his game. His touch is good. He's got strength. He's the kind of player I think you want in your squad, but the injuries are the big question mark, and that's the problem. Chermiti, I hope he can stay fit now. What do we do with him? Do we send him out on loan for a year and let him fully develop, or does David Moyes keep him in his squad and use him? It would be probably sparingly, wouldn't he, unless he really went some, because I think David Moyes is going to be looking to buy a striker as well in the summer, because Calvert-Lewin will be going. I don't know what he'll do with Beto. Beto's still a handful for people. I think he's a good squad striker. He's good to battle it out. There'll be games when you play better. If they got a better centre forward with a different profile, then you could mix it up a little bit. So I just wonder if the manager will be thinking, go and buy another striker, see if whether a deal can be done with Broja on loan maybe, and then that gives Chermiti a decision on Chermiti. But it's good to have the opportunity to see those two before the end of the season, and it was good for the manager to have them back today to bring on, because Beto was looking really tired, wasn't he? And being able to freshen that and give the opposition different things to worry about. That's what teams have been doing to us. So it's only, it's good for us to be able to give some of them that back as well. I think my second point sort of on top of that, and that really is where the money should go in the summer. I think today, and against Wolves really, you're looking at it and you're looking for that extra bit of quality where that isn't there. If you look at when we have Njai in the side, okay, at times his end product's not good enough, but he was really coming into his own when he picked up the injury. I think he's got 7 goals in all competitions. He was starting to really be key for David Moyes in a few games. He was running at plays, he was causing problems, he was freeing up space for Beto and for others. And without him, there's nothing really. We're left with lads who work really hard. So therefore, for me, it's absolutely imperative this summer that Everton get a top right winger. Now, whether that's someone who's got real pace, whether it's someone who's potential, but the potential's really high, or whether we can go and spend some money and bring in a more established player who is going to offer those goals in attack for us, because we don't have. Harrison's not going to score a lot of goals. Lindstrom, is that his 73rd appearance now without a goal? Clearly, he's not going to be putting the ball in the net regularly. So with Njai back, there's one, and we need 2 on the right then. And I think that's really where you're looking. You're looking also, for me, for a midfield player to put his foot on the ball and have a little bit of creativity. And with that, create more chances to score goals. The centre forward, it could even be someone off the left-hand side. The quality we need, the key moments, the match-winning moments, all happen from the final third, really. Today, in the second half, they showed with Mohamed Kudus how much of a threat he was when he was running at us. Jarrod Bowen didn't play well today, but as proven in the past, he's a real threat. And that's what Everton don't have that. They have lads who you know what you're getting. Jack Harrison will run his socks off for you, you know that. The core will run around and work hard, but we need better now. Because you should always be looking for better. And I really think that's where Everton need to be looking. They need to be inventive, and they need to be able to buy players who have either got the potential to be that and unlock defences, or have an outball because your right winger's got real pace and you can get in behind, and therefore it puts the opposition wary. There's gaps, then that allows your forward players to thrive, and a midfield player who maybe puts his foot on it. Maybe a different profile in the middle to go with Idrissa Gana Gueye. I think Irabunum came on today and I was impressed with him. So that's where the most of the money, I think, should be spent this summer, and hopefully that's what Everton are looking at. And I think if you get that, it takes this team up another level, and that's when you're fighting for like a European spot or whatever. Whether you get there's a different thing, but if you've got a good structure and then you do have those difference makers higher up the pitch, who knows what you can achieve. Look at Nottingham Forest. You got 2, don't get me wrong, you got a decent side, but their big strengths are the 2 wide men. Obviously, they've got the Chris Wood as the striker, but the 2 wide men in Elanga and Hudson-Odoi, and then Morgan Gibbs-White off him, who's got that creativity but can also score goals. Chris Wood clearly banging them in. But then when the likes of Milenkovic weighs in with the goal, it's just complementing everything else they're doing. So I think that's where Everton need to be looking. And look, we've had it with Jake O'Brien. Great header today. And when they contribute and other players contribute, it takes the pressure off. But if you've got, if Beto's off, not having a great day, but your 2 wingers are regularly scoring, then it presses off him. If he's banging them in, the pressure's off the wing. So that's where, for me, that's where the recruitment and the money needs to be going. And finally, we've got 9 games to go. We're safe. We've absolutely, smashed it really in terms of moving away from that relegation battle. It's all done. 17 points. And if Everton can now, they're not going to do it. David Moyes is not going to do it in the next game because it's the Merseyside derby. But there's an opportunity now in these next 9 games to start using the squad. We've seen today he's brought on Chermiti, Chermiti, Broja, all in the one sub. Earlier he'd put Lindstrom on. Alcaraz has played today, using an opportunity to really use the squad. I've said it a couple of times, Nathan Patterson needs to be brought into this, into this conversation as well. Get him in at right back. Let's see whether he's got anything about him to do it. If that means David Moyes plays 3 at the back for a game and Patterson plays wing, whatever, but get him on the pitch, get him his minutes. And more of Chermiti and Broja, bloody hell, having a mare here. More of Chermiti and Broja. And therefore, then we'll get to see more. Chermiti as well, Chermiti. Take the Corey out, put Chermiti in there, or take James Garner out and put Chermiti alongside Idrissa. Let's start looking and planning now for next season, because you can do. We can do. And that's a real, something we've not been able to say with real certainty. I think we can. We can now. We've got a couple of, when we return, but there's a break now, isn't it, of, 2.5 weeks for Everton play again. There's a real opportunity when we come back. Tough games, Liverpool away will be an absolute, the hardest game you can have. But then Arsenal at home at 12:30. We might go, don't like the early kickoffs, but it's a chance. They don't like them. It's a chance to get at them. They're not great at the moment. Who knows? Goodison bouncing. Hopefully the manager will have a big chunk of his squad back. He said in his press conference that Njai and Calvert-Lewin and Dwight McNeil weren't that far away. Could they maybe come into the thinking in 2.5 weeks? I don't know. It might be more likely the week after Arsenal, but who knows? But there's an opportunity for some of these players to really show David Moyes what they've got and freshen that team up for the last 9 games before, obviously, the summer recruitment begins in earnest. And it'll need to, because there's a lot of work to do. Right, there you go. They're my 3 talking points. Make sure you check out the match reaction, ped stuff as well. Get that checked out. Like, subscribe. Have a great weekend. See you all later.